Good morning, everyone. I'm just kind of waiting for everybody. I'm trying this vertical live for YouTube, so bear with me. I'm not sure if it's coming out right. This is a whole new thing for me. Oh, yeah, there it is. See, so welcome everyone. Just getting started. I'm going to do, for those of you that are going to be watching me later, welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm doing this live, but I'm going to edit it later and put it on my channel as a regular video. I'm trying to do, I think I'm going to do a challenge where I'm going to do 30 days straight. Well, actually, not 30 days straight, 30 days of lives. Let me say that. So, I'll be like doing Monday through Friday, but not the weekends. But it's going to be 30 days of live where I'm going to do horoscopes. I'm going to do a little bit of astrology and a little bit of tarot. So I'll do it for each sign. And then maybe just like a little, I don't know what you would call it. It's not meditation. We might do some meditation, but it'll be a very quick sort of get everybody in the right space kind of thing. Okay. So I'm going to try out this, and I'm going to be doing it vertical. I'm going to be trying that out just because YouTube is giving us the opportunity. So let's see what happens. So I'll be going, so my live will be vertical instead of like horizontal like it usually is. And we'll see how it goes. Welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, and I know there's nobody here yet, but for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I'm at Simply Cindy. I'm a medium. Um, I have a lot of modalities. I do tarot hypnosis, past life hypnosis, future life hypnosis. Um, I've studied under several the people who do hypnosis, and you guys probably might know their names. God, I have so many modalities: Reiki, healing touch, prana, blah blah blah. Like there's a whole bunch of things. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Anyway, so I love astrology. So I've been doing a lot of astrology lately on my channel. I went away from YouTube for a while. And then we had the pandemic. I've come back this year to do full time, or try to do full time. So I think I've been doing a Pluto series. We've been talking about the astrological stuff that's going on. And I think today to sort of challenge myself a little bit because I'm trying to get back into the groove of doing YouTube a lot. I'm gonna do for 30 days, I'm gonna do a live every day. No, that's not true. Every day, Monday through Friday. So I'm gonna do 30 of them. Okay, if that makes any sense. So, um, let's talk about what's happening in the skies this morning. We have, I know there aren't very many people here, but that's okay. We're gonna go with just you guys. And then you guys will watch me later. So today at about 3, we have, if you look here, um, this is the big aspect that everybody's been talking about for like 2 months. Everybody's talking about Pluto going into Aquarius. I'm doing the Pluto series. You can go back and look at that. I talked about every one of these planets talking to Pluto as they came by, having a conversation about you and what was going on. You can look at that. Also, I have a video on that. We are where we're going. We're going to this north node, and this north node has Chiron right next to it, which is the key. But today, so I've got videos on all of these. This will help you if you want to watch my videos. It'll kind of help everything come together. But today, what is today? Sorry, the 11th. I'm on the 16th. Let me go back because I was looking at some squares and stuff. Okay, so today Venus, who has been in Aquarius, who doesn't feel uncomfortable, but sort of had to like take everything in uh, and make a conscious effort to look at things differently because it's Aquarius. And Aquarius is very good at taking themselves out of the picture of the emotion and sort of just looking at everything in a practical way. And so with Venus in Aquarius, it was doing that. Now that it's so, you guys have probably were able to see, oh, yeah, I wasn't taking care of this, or this person didn't do me right, or this is what I was, and how did I do that, and how did I stay in that for so long, and how was I not doing the right thing by me, or doing the right thing by other people? Like you probably had all those things. These are these conversations that are going on with Venus in Aquarius. And now that we moved into today, it's called an ingress. We moved into Venus has moved into Pisces. Pisces is very different than Aquarius, right? So Pisces is more of wanting to, it's not a bad thing, but Pisces wants to escape. Pisces wants to feel good. Pisces doesn't want the mundane things holding her back. And she's had Saturn in there. So she's full of emotion right now. She's trying to get through right now, and Saturn's not really letting her. Saturn's restricting her Pisces. And so having all that pent up energy in that area of your life, and for each sign. So Pisces, you'll have that in your first house, right? This is your ascending or your rising. Aries, you'll have that in your 12th. Uh, Taurus, you'll have that in your 11th. Gemini, you'll have that in your 10th. Cancer, you'll have that in your ninth. Sagittarius, you'll have that in your 8th. Um, Virgo, you'll have that in your 7th. Uh, Libra, you'll have that in your 6th. Scorpio, you'll have that in your 5th. I'm sorry, I said Sagittarius. I meant Leo, you'll have that in your 7th. Sorry, or 8th. Sorry, 7th. Sorry, 7th. 7th. Leo, you're going to have that in your 7th. Sagittarius, you're going to have that in your 1, 2, 3, 4, in your 4th. And Capricorn in your 3rd, and Aquarius in your 2nd house, right? So these are the areas of life where you're going to be have this over, and don't worry, it's coming, because it's, for me, it's only 10 something in the morning, right? But it's coming at 3, around 3. So you probably already started feeling this, but you might get the sense of overwhelming emotion, or yeah, just being overwhelmed when Venus finally goes into Pisces, because it's been in Aquarius where it's had to use its mind. It's had to be practical. It's had to do da 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 da. And it doesn't mind that, but it loves to be boundless and emotions, right? It works better in Pisces. It's a little softer in Pisces. And so what may be happening with you guys today is that when it moves into Pisces, you may get this overwhelming feeling of the things that you had been thinking in this area of your life, right? So, and then you're coming up on Saturn, but for today, just know that the things that you'll be thinking about, because you kind of already have with Aquarius, is it could get overwhelming because you're actually feeling the conversation. Let me back up. The conversation that Venus was having in Aquarius, first she had it with Pluto, was about her boundaries, was about, was she loved, was about, did she attract the right thing, was about it was about a lot of things, but mainly those things. And then as she progressed and she was talking with Mars, and I have a video about her and Mars and how they do things together. Now that she's moved into Pisces, it's about releasing, because it's Pluto, some of what she thought she was, some of what she thought she needed, some of what she thought she had done, And so it's caused her to re-look at her situation, the way she handles things, the way, and I'm talking about you. When I say she, I mean you, because she's in you. So you could be realizing over this next month, you've already started the conversation with Pluto and Mars about letting go of the identity of what you thought you were and sort of coming into this new space. But you're going to need to, being in Pisces, have the love enough for yourself to release what you thought. Pluto's going to make you want to take it all away and just start over. Okay. Don't do that. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is maybe, because Pluto's having this conversation with Uranus and everything's going to the North Node. So maybe it's that as much as Pluto in Aquarius wants you to start all over, maybe you just need to adjust. Maybe you just need to realize I'm not the person that I used to be. I don't work that way. I don't have the same people around me. I don't have the same job. I don't have the same lover. I don't have the same husband. I don't have the same wife. I don't have the whatever this is. It's all maybe you're realizing when this comes in that you're not the same person, but you're still acting like you're the same person. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not the same. I don't have the same job, but I still wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Why? Like, maybe there's some adjustments that you need to make. And the reason I say this is because Venus is going to be moving closer to Saturn and they're going to have a conversation, right? Saturn has been working in Pisces and making form to the formless. So whatever area that I just told you that was for you, that has been a little bit restrictive. That has not gone your way. Things have not come easy. That's Saturn. And with Venus in there, he's going to make sure the conversation that they're going to have together is, are you looking at yourself? Are you attracting what you want? Do you realize that you're not the same person? Do you understand that this is a very different time now? It's time. That's Saturn time. Are you putting into practice the things that you want? Like, that's funny because now that we have some people, I want to do this very quickly since I just thought about it. I want everybody to like reset their vagus nerve, and that way, because there's a lot of anxiety that can be going on and overwhelmingness, especially with Venus going into Pisces. So can we do that really quickly? What you want to do is you want to put your hands behind your back. I mean, behind your, cup them, put them behind. And what you want to do is put your head straight, but I want you to move your eyes all the way to the right as far as they'll go. And then when you yawn, ugh, you've reset. Okay, and then I want you to do it again. And then I want you to look all the way as far as you can to your left. This one may take longer than the other. But you're resetting your vagus nerve, which helps your anxiety. So there we go. I'm sorry for yawning in front of y'all, but I had to do that on purpose. So that should help you feel better. You should be able to like move your head this way, tilt your head this way a lot better, and you may start feeling better too. That resets your vagus nerve. So during the day, throughout the day, if you want, like you're not feeling well, you're getting tense, you have anxiety, I want you to practice that. So that will help. That's one modality. That's one way to help. But speaking of that, that's what I just did is what Saturn wants is trying to teach Pisces, trying to teach us in that area of our life. Two, you have all this knowledge from the universe. You have all of this. This is what he's telling Pisces. You have all this knowledge from the universe. You have all this access that you can get to. And I need you to use it for your body, for your soul, for yourself, for your life. You need to put in practices. That's Saturn. You need to put in practices to show Venus that you love yourself, that you are important, that you value that, right? And the reason I'm talking about being valued and all of that is because it is going to be talking. These two are going to be talking as we go in the next 30 days. I'm going to show you guys, but these two are going to be talking to these two, which is a whole different thing, but that's Venus is rules Taurus, right? And so it's their conversations can be very important. But for today, I just wanted you guys to know that when Venus moves into Pisces, you may get this overwhelming feeling of, am I doing it? What am I doing? I feel like I just want to throw it all away, but should I throw it all away? And I'm telling you, that's probably not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to look at whatever house this Pisces is for you. So for first house, this is you. Is there something that you need to change that is going to bring out the alluring, attractive of loving yourself and having the people around you and attracting what you want, right? If it's your second house, so Aquarius, this is your second house. So this is about, are you, do you realize your value? Do you understand what that is? Do you understand that you are valuable? And if you do, because I know Aquarius went through this, if some, Aquarius ascending, if you do realize your value, are you putting in the practices for it, right? And the sun is right here next to Neptune. I haven't said anything about that, but the sun being next to Neptune is like really highlighting the spiritual, energetic soul part of us in this area, with Saturn wanting us to be responsible and mature about it. Okay. And he's going to bring Venus. I mean, and Venus is coming here. And so when Venus comes closer, if you've been doing this already, because some of you have, if you've already been putting into practice, if you've already been doing the work, if you've already been, doing all of that, then you're going to get a surprise here. You're going to get a gift here when they start really talking to each other, right? And that's in a, from the next couple of days to next week. Okay. So, for Aquarius, if it's in your second house, are you putting in the practices that you said you wanted your life to be, understanding your worth, right? And for Capricorn, this will be in your third house, right? So it's a lot like your second house, but it's like, are you putting in the work to learn the skill that you want in communicating? And that's a big thing for Capricorn. Are you communicating the way you want to be loved? Though, and by communication, it doesn't just mean words, but, or are you putting in the time to really understand yourself about how you want to be treated and how you want to be loved and how you can love yourself? Yeah, as Venus goes in there. And then for Sagittarius, this will be in your fourth house. So Sagittarius is going through this big understanding of where they came from and why they're so different from where they came from. So you're really connecting with your family side, really. And it doesn't have to be your immediate family. It could be like your lineage, where you came from. Why do your people do those things? Why do they act that way? Why do they eat those foods? Why? How am I connected to that? How am I the same and how am I different? When Venus moves into here, because Saturn's been making you really work hard about it, like really facing the fact that you are this. And again, Pluto wants to make us throw it all away. But or we have that urge to like, oh, let's just start over. This is not what you want to do. What you want to do is, you've already done all the work. You just have to go within and understand. And let me give you an example for Sagittarius. If you are, I don't know, from the north, right? and people in the north eat certain kinds of foods, and those certain kinds of foods are very healthy for that bloodline that you have in the north because your lineage is that. But then now you live in the south, but you have a blood lineage of the north, and it's there seems to be a contradiction and it's not working, right? That's what Sagittarius is trying to come to terms with. Like, how am I? What do I mean? That was just the one scenario, but how am I? And what do I want to do? And how? And who am I? And what do I want to release? And what do I want to let go? And that's sort of what Venus is and Saturn um, are kind of having you look at in this next day or so. But you may feel overwhelmed, especially Sagittarius, because you don't want to feel all that. So just know this is not about releasing anything. This is not about releasing everything. This is about sort of readjusting right now. Okay. And then we have Scorpio. And Scorpio, this is in your first, second, third, fourth. This is in your fifth house. And this has to do with your children. This has to do with your creativity. So if you've been doing right by yourself, because you always do right by people unless they harm you, but um, are you doing right by yourself? And are you having those boundaries with your children? And are you, when I say are you doing right by yourself, it's the creativity. Are you making your life like you want, or are you too afraid to hurt people's feelings, which is another Chiron North node? And you can watch my other video on this on my channel. But are you really taking the steps? See, here's the thing. Scorpio's not afraid of anything except for when they love their family, especially their children. They don't want to hurt people because they know that they can hurt people, right? And for a lot of Scorpios, you're going to have to readjust your family dynamic and the way that they handle you and the way that you put in boundaries for them. And that's kind of what's going to be going, that's kind of what's going on now. And you may feel overwhelmed where there's like, you got to say no, or you got to do this, or I'm going to do a little bit of this, but I got to let them do that kind of thing. And that could be happening today. When Venus goes into Pisces, right? And then, then Libra, that's your sixth house. Yeah, that's your sixth house. So Libra, I mean, you've got a lot of things going on in your seventh house with relationships. This is a big, big thing for you right now is relationships. I mean, it always is, but this is kind of highlighted where you have the relationships that you've had a long time. I mean, and I'm talking even before this life. So it feels very comfortable right now, but it's being challenged because of this North Node, because you're supposed to be heading in the direction of a new way to do relationships, right? But for today, you have Venus ingressing or moving into your sixth house. So, and that's your ruler. So you have something that could be coming for you if you've been doing right by yourself, right? If you've been taking the initiative, not just being diplomatic to be diplomatic. If you've been standing your ground and holding on to what was going on. If you've been saying, yes, I want to be diplomatic, but this is going to cause me to, not feel good or have to do extra, but and I've done extra for so long and I don't want to be taken advantage of anymore. If you're doing that, if you're putting the boundaries in, you've got something coming in your sixth house, which is your everyday life. So that present can come through anything. But I do feel like with it moving into your sixth house, Venus you could get this overwhelming sense of, I don't know which way to go. Okay, so I want you to like take a breath. You're an air sign, so you're just getting back into the emotion of it. Just remember to hold your boundaries, and we're restructuring things. We're not going to throw things away. We're not going to finally say, I'm leaving this, relationship, or I'm leaving this job. That's not the time to do this. You may feel like it today, but that's not the time to do this. We're restructuring little by little. We're not doing this big thing yet. Okay. Because we're headed this way. We're headed to the North Node, and there's a wound there with Chiron, but Chiron is the key to get us through that space. Okay. You have to be putting in the work, Libra. That's Saturn. Okay. All right. And then Virgo. Yeah. Virgo, this is going to be your seventh house. So, Virgo, if you watched my other videos, I know you know what's going on that you're trying to ignore or not pay attention to. You have to pay attention. It is time to make those choices. Okay. Because what you don't want, Virgo, is to do what you're going to probably feel like doing today. And that is, F it, I'm going to throw it all away. I'm quitting, or I'm leaving my life, or I'm going to go, live out in the desert, or I'm going to go live up in the mountains, or I'm going to go. I mean, that's where you're going to get to if you do not do this. You have to start looking at what's going on in your relationships. Let me say this again. You see what's going on, so you're looking at it. You see what's going on, and you know what you have to do, or you think you know what you have to do. But I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think it is if you just say it. Tell the truth. Even if it hurts their, that's weird that you're going to be worried about their feelings being hurt, because you have such a no filter kind of way of speaking sometimes that, well, I guess that's correct, because you don't have an intent to hurt people's feelings. And this would be an intent, if knowing that you would hurt people's feelings. So just, if you would just say what you want, look at the situation again and actually look at it. And relationships I mean, I feel like it's your partner, but it could be business partner, but I'm kind of feeling like a lover partner, where you're like, I'm gonna get married, I might get married, I don't know if I'm gonna get married, kind of thing. But with this Venus moving in here, it could be um that you get some good news if you've been putting into place what if you've been seeing, because you see it, if you've been working on it, that's Saturn, then you should be getting um some good news. If you haven't, then what looks to be good news may turn into bad news, if that makes sense. Okay. So, that's for Virgo. For Leo, this is going to be in your eighth house, right? So, Venus in your eighth house, that's a good sign for me, especially Leos who have been doing what you want. When I say doing what you're supposed to be doing, means you're doing what you actually want to do. Like, you've been looking at you, and some of you Leos are still licking their wounds, but others are kind of working their way through it. And I feel like for you guys, you're going to get an opportunity come in for you, especially because I see a lot of you Leos working hard. Like, you're really working hard, trying to get back to the place that you were before. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? And if you can tap your screen and let me know if you're watching it on mobile, because I'm doing this vertically for the first time. That's why I'm coming on here. So I know I can talk and get to talking, but I just realized, if you can't hear me, let me know if you can hear me. If it sounds fine, that would help me out. If you could tap the screen for hearts, that would be great too. If you could like and share. This is the first time I'm going vertical, and to be able to see it really well on YouTube, but I want to see how that works out. So if you guys could let me know, if you guys could, I'll kind of wait, because I'm not sure if you guys can even hear me. And I'll edit this part out later. It'll be on my channel. I'm not hearing anything. If somebody could let me know, I know there's people watching. If you could let me know, you could tap the screen, let me know that you can hear me, because I just want to make sure that my mic's okay before I move on to finishing what Leo. Um, I feel like Leo's going to get a gift, but I don't want to say anymore until I know that you guys can hear me. I'm sorry I was having to do it on my own. I guess there's a big lag. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me because last time, well, there was another time where my mic went out. I didn't even realize it. So I'm going to keep going because I heard it correctly on there. But I would appreciate it if you let me know. Okay, so with Leo, I do feel like when today possibly you could be receiving some news, you could be getting something that has to do with an opportunity or an actual like financial help or yeah, it's whatever you've been working on because this is Saturn and it's like you saw what you needed to do with the sun and Neptune. It's like you see a this is it. You kind of finally see a way that you're going to be able to get out of this. And that could be coming today. That's what I see for today. Okay. So, for Cancer, this is going to be in your ninth house, right? Yeah. Oh, 11, 10, 9. Yeah. So this will be in your ninth house. Saturn's been really working on you studying something, you putting to form what you really want, your belief system has been changing, your understanding about religion, about the occult, about the way of life, about society, all that's been changing for you. You're getting to see a different perspective, which is really good. And Saturn's been asking you, and I mean, some of these have been hard lessons, but Saturn's been asking you to like really take a stand for what you believe in and be responsible and mature in what you believe in, stand behind what you believe in. Not doing this, oh, I'm going to be nice because, they're nice and I don't want to hurt their feelings. You're really like standing your ground with some things. That's what you're learning. So when Venus comes in here, I do feel like you could get the opportunity for some higher learning, for some bigger way, for some travel. It could be like that you get the finances that come through. It could be something like that. But today, as Venus ingresses into Pisces, you might feel overwhelmed and you might feel like it's all too much and you might feel like you just want to go lay down and not make any choices, and that's okay. Just know that these things should be coming about your way. Like you may not see the way that you're going to be able to do this, but it should be, if you don't see it already, you should see it soon because the sun's in here. So I feel like it should lighten up a little bit in this area for you. And I do feel like you are going to get to do what it is that you want to do. If that makes sense. Because there's a lot of things for a lot of different people. Okay, Gemini, this is your 10th house. So, Gemini, I know that you've been working a lot over the last, I don't know, 3, 4 years. Really, you stopped focusing on relationships and you started focusing on your career, and your career is really highlighted right now. So, I feel like some of you got the pay raise, some of you got the accolade, you got the new position, you got the higher position, you got the whatever. And you've been working on understanding that with that came more responsibility, right? So I feel like when as Venus ingresses today, you do get some things that you've been waiting for in your career, in your reputation, in the way people see you. This could be like if you are an influencer or if you are online, you could get money. If you or you could get the accolade. If you're in corporate, your your project is done and you're going to get the accolades and the bonus. So I do feel like that because you've been working hard with Saturn in here. So as this happens, as as Venus goes in here, you need to remember that you have to, because Venus is having this conversation. Is it worth it for me to be doing all this work? Yes, I'm making more money, or yes, people are seeing me in a different light, but I don't have time to be me. I don't have time to spend this money. I don't have, that's kind of what you're going to be, that's kind of what Venus is and Saturn are going to be doing together as they come closer. You're going to be thinking about that, right? And remember, we're just restructuring. We don't want to be like, no, forget it. I can't. This is too many hours. Da, da, da. You don't want to do that. You don't want to walk away. You don't want to go to the desert. You don't want to like do that. I know you're going to feel like you want to, but you don't want to do that. Okay. We're just going to restructure because we're landing here in a month. In a month, we're going to be landing here. Okay. So we don't want to walk away yet. We do want to understand our identity. You do want to realize that you're not the same person that you were in your career or in your reputation. You do need to understand that. There are some parts of you that you're still keeping that are lingering, like the nervousness, like the overworking, like the overcompensating. Like those are things that you don't need to do anymore. You're safe now. That makes sense? Okay. So, and Taurus, this is your 11th house. So your groups are restructuring, your systems are restructuring. Um, and with Venus in here, I do feel like you'll finally get some good news about some things that you've been waiting on. But it's going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel like, which one do I do first? And I got to make sure that I get all of it and, all of that. So just relax and don't overwhelm yourself where you completely ignore it. Okay. Just let them come in as they come in. Yeah. And, the best I can tell you, Taurus, is to be true to yourself. Like, really think about, do I want this? And then if you do, take it. And if you don't, then adjust it. You don't have to not take it, but maybe say, okay, I'm not going to take it for right now, but, I'd like it this way. I don't know if that makes any sense. But you're trying to figure out whether you want to be in systems, uh, trust the systems that you're in, trust the people around you, and do all of that. If that makes sense. Um, okay. And then for Aries, this is going to be in your 12th house. So Aries, this is a blind spot for you. This is something that you can't see. You can feel it, but you got to center yourself to feel it. Okay. So for Aries, I do feel like you could be receiving the gift that you're wanting on a physical level in the next couple of days. So the way that you wanted it, this position that you wanted, this accolade that you wanted, this partner that you wanted, this, like whatever this is, you are going to be receiving something. But the other part is, Aries, is you need to put some boundaries in. That's the problem with when you're working with Venus, is that You have to remember that people can take advantage of you, that people will take advantage of you unless you put those boundaries in. And for you, you don't have a problem putting boundaries in normally, except for with the people that are really close to you. You kind of, it's almost like, oh, I'm going to take one for the team. It's okay. They can do that. But then they continue to do that, right? And especially right now, since your 12th house is activated, this is really about you understanding who you really are in this life at this time. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's Venus today. I know that's a long way to do that, but I do want to pull a card for every sign. Just one card I'm going to pull, and then I'll get off and start my day. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning, but not right now. I'm going to do cards right now. Okay. So, and I'm going to do a video about the Power of Fortune because a couple of people have asked about it. So I'm going to be doing the video next about the Power of Fortune, what it is, how to get to it, what it means, how do you use it, each sign, what that means for each house. Um, it's really cool. So, all right, let me pull a card for every sign, and we will start with Pisces since it's Pisces season. Don't worry, Aries. This is the other thing about Pisces season. You guys have to understand that Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And if you look, this is a wheel, right? This is a wheel. And if Pisces is the last sign, Aries is the first sign, right? So if we're going on the wheel, we have evolved. We're ending things. We're in Pisces season where we're ending things, where we're coming to conclusions, where we're coming to completions. Because we're about to go, and this is so funny. The North Node's right there. We're about to go into this new area as a society, as a community, we're all moving to this new through it's like some people see this North Node as a portal, as a doorway, and we're moving through. Our energies are going to be in a different frequency, a different space after this eclipse. This eclipse is we've got an eclipse on the 25th, a lunar one, because we're completing, we're ending, we're trying to figure out, we're readjusting. We have not had retrogrades to readjust, but it's because we don't need to readjust. Think about it. We don't need to readjust these last 4 years. We don't need to, I'm sorry. It's not that we don't need to readjust. We don't need to think over it again. We don't need any retrogrades right now. The reason we haven't had any is because we didn't need to rethink all of this. We've already rethought it. Now it's time for the action. Now it's time for the actual, okay, I can look at it, but I'm going to make this choice. I can see it and I'm going to make this choice, right? And that's where we're ending. And Saturn is not making it easy here, right? But we're ending cycles. We're going to start new cycles. So for right now, I'm just kind of going over the daily energies to see, but I want y'all to know that we're ending stuff. We're trying to figure out who are we, because where we're going in that new area, it's not the same person, it's not the same energy, it's not the same frequency, it's not the same vibration. Okay, so Pisces, your card for today. Ooh, you got the King of Cups. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can do this. You have the King of Cups. All right. Pisces, this is all about you not just doing what you want, but instead of escaping, this is about really being responsible and grounded, and doing the right thing for you. Not escaping and saying, I'm going to try it later, or I'm going to fix it later, or I don't want to deal with that now, or I'm going to manipulate something to try to make it. This is you being responsible as the King of Cups. For some of you, this is somebody coming in to really help you to really see the cup that she has, or he has, sorry. See the cup that he has? It's to really offer you a way, an easier way. Yeah, a way that you're going to like. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, and then Aries. Aries, you have the Knight of Wands. So Aries, it looks like you have an offering or an opportunity coming through uh, that you'll like. It's the Knight of Wands, so it's something that you'll like. It's something that excites you. It's something that you've been working towards, but it is an offer, and this is for today. So congratulations. And then we have Taurus. Taurus, you have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this thing that you've been working on, um, you'll get some ease with it today. You'll get some good news with it today. Um, you'll get a little bit of celebration. You'll get like this clarity about it's going to be okay and things are looking up. That's what I feel like for you today. And then Gemini, you have the World. Yeah, your phase is changing, Gemini. You have the World. So I want you to keep doing, as far as your work, as far as your relationships, I want you to keep investing in that, but I want you to understand your boundaries. It's like your boundaries can be taken advantage of, right? And so you're moving into a space where you're better with your boundaries. And this is a good sign. And Venus is going to bring you something good. But I just want you to be really like, don't let people take advantage of you because it's really easy for you. Okay. All right. Oops. These cards are really slippery. Cancer. Ooh, Cancer, you got the Five of Wands. So Cancer, with the Five of Wands, there is something that you need to step up to. There is something that you need to say. This is because this is what I want. With the Five of Wands, there are people around you that are still being sneaky sneaks. So, but you need to stand up for you. And this is what will happen today. You're going to need to stand up for you. You're going to need to say no more. Remember, don't walk away. Don't get frustrated. Don't ignore. Just stand up and say, no, no more. I'm not going to do that. That's too much, right? That's for Cancer. All right, Leo. Ooh, Leo, you got the Eight of Wands. So I don't know what happened, but from Friday to today or Thursday to today, the Leo energy has changed. So y'all have really taken a look at yourselves. Y'all have really decided to invest again in yourself. So I feel like with this, whatever project you're doing, whatever relationship you're trying to have, it goes really, really well. If you are working on travel, you will have that, and that's going to come through today. But to me, it's more of like you're leveling up again. You're getting to that space that you used to be. If you watch my other video, it's like Leos used to manifest really, really easily. Like it didn't matter what they did, just stuff was coming to them. And then they got their feelings hurt for the last 3-4 years, right? And so they're trying to get back into that space with their heart. And so I do feel like something's changed, and some of y'all did are working on getting back in, like seriously getting back into that space. So you should have some good news coming today. Congratulations, Leo. All right, Virgo, you have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups to me is sometimes can feel like the Lover's card, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like with you and your relationships, it's a balance. And I know when I say that, I can hear you, Virgo, saying, well, of course, that's how I do it. It's a balance. No, that's not how you're doing it. you're sacrificing a lot of yourself to make everything okay with the partnership, and you're overlooking yourself, and you're almost being like the martyr. So it's about a balance in your relationships. And that should be coming through today, where you're going to get the chance to, like, are you going to say it? Are you going to do it? Or are you going to ignore it? And there's a balance there. Okay. Um, and then Libra, you have the the Queen of Cups. So Libra, you have the Queen of Cups. And the first thing I'm hearing is like charity. With the Queen of Cups, you could have somebody wanting to help you, wanting to believe in you, wanting to invest in you. Um, Not that you're charity, but just that their heart is open to that. So you may have that coming through today, especially when Venus moves in. Okay. Congratulations. Stay true to yourself. Remember, you don't always have to be diplomatic. All right. Scorpio. Scorpio. Scorpio, you have the Nine of Swords. So I know today is going to feel very overwhelming. Today is going to feel like you just can't do it. You know what you should do and you just can't do it. And that's kind of what's coming up. Um, it's almost like that feeling, like I said, you're going to want to like throw it all away, but you can't. You can't throw it all away. Okay. So take your experiences, take what you know. The way through this, Scorpio, the way through this Nine of Swords is to do you, almost like doing the Libra thing. Be diplomatic, but don't get taken advantage of, right? So I feel like something comes through today where it makes you feel like, am I being taken advantage of? Am I not seeing the thing? Are they lying to me again? Are they, and you need to take a stand for this. Um, for others of you, I do feel like you get so much. This is going to sound a little bit silly, but I feel like your family finally sees you and how much you've done for them, and you get an overwhelming amount of love and attention that you're not used to, and you don't know how to take it, and it's too overwhelming, and you're kind of shutting down because of it. And you have to remember that because y'all have been through such hell, horror in your life, that you do get to experience an overwhelming sense of love, because there still are people around you and in this life that can show you that want to show you that for no reason but just because they love you. That makes sense? All right. Sagittarius, you have the Four of Wands. So you're working on your DNA, you're working on who you are, where you are, why it is that you do the things that you do, and it looks like you're coming to terms with that. So today you could be getting word with something that's gonna be like, I can breathe. I can finally breathe. There's some money coming through, there's a job coming through, there's some things coming through. Okay, so you should get word that sort of solidifies this. Okay, that makes sense? Congratulations, Saggy. Okay, Capricorn. Of course, you got the Queen of Pentacles. You're the boss right now. Y'all have been through so much the last 16 years. You're the boss right now. You're getting to a place where you can be charitable. You're getting to a place, if you aren't already, actually you are already, kind of. A lot of you are already. You're getting back to your normal self. You're getting back to the space where you're understanding how things are moving in a magical way for you. That's the only way I can explain it. Like before all of this, 16 years ago, things were just magical for you. Yes, you worked hard, but it wasn't like working hard. It didn't feel like hard work. That's kind of where you're getting back to. And today you should either be getting help in what you're wanting, or by another person, or by a group, or something just makes it very easy for you to have this, whatever this is. Okay. Aquarius. Aquarius. You have that Eight of Cups. You're finally walking away from things that have held you back. And I want to say that it's mainly you who thought you were one way, but are realizing you're something else. But for some of you, it could be some of the things that have happened to you. You're finally closing that out. And because in your head, you closed it out, but finally in your heart, you're closing it out. As you do this, you should be receiving some gifts. If that's the job that you need, or the money that you need, or the house that you need, or want. I'll say want. But it looks like you're coming to a close. Your cycles are actually ending, because you're going to be starting this new cycle. So today you should get evidence of the closing of a cycle. You may feel that way of, yeah, I am in a better space, or I am actually moving to this other space. Does that make sense? And it kind of is a relief. It's a calming relief. Okay. And that's all 12 signs. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I will be here tomorrow, kind of around the same time. And again, I'll be doing this for the next 30 times. I won't say 30 days, because I'm not going to be here on the weekends. But if you haven't seen my channel, my name is at Simply Cindy. Go watch some stuff. I talk about astrology, talk about the things that are happening, all those things that I said today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.